Welcome. A little while back I was at a friend's house watching an episode of Flash Forward with him and his son. In this episode, a very beautiful black man who played an FBI agent committed suicide. In that moment, all three of us, me, my boy and his son, glanced at each other. But the boy was the only one who had the courage to voice what we were all thinking. He said with a pained expression, "They always kill the black man." This is a young boy of 12 who is already acutely aware of what happens to black men in Hollywood movies. So how does a black parent or an associated adult explain this away to black children? Well, I would suggest that you dismiss it as film fiction and discourage them as best you can from watching Hollywood dross. Just boycott the crap and save the discussion about the race politics that underlie the Hollywood platform for when they are more mature and better able to put what you tell them into its proper context. But I want to express my thoughts to you about this habit among filmmakers of killing off the only black characters in their productions. The boy's reaction was a healthy one. He's tired of seeing gruesome depictions of the destruction of black males, and he's becoming aware that black men have no role to play in the Hollywood movie landscape, other than as a colourful addition to give the show the gloss of racial inclusivity. Once he's served that function, he's quickly disposed of. Indeed, the black man in Hollywood movie is never anything other than a comic sidekick buffoon, an incompetent crook, or a bit part player in someone else's agenda, or all of the above. That's right, the black man in a Hollywood movie never has his own agenda. He's always a pawn in someone else's game, no matter what the so-called positive role he's supposed to be playing might be it chief of the FBI or as the police captain. We know he's not the main man, even though he's the lead actor. His character has no depth. We never see any depictions of his life outside of HQ. We don't see his wife or his children. He's totally desexed, an asexual eunuch who never gets laid. Meanwhile, the middle-aged, scrawny, Botoxed hero gets to fuck everything in sight, kick everybody's ass, save the day, and then go back to his blonde wife and kids. But if you're the black man in a Hollywood flick, you'd better be non-threatening, sexually neutral, and have a suicidal commitment to the hero's goals. You're there to rubber stamp the hero's mistreatment of the other non-white characters in the movie, and then sacrifice yourself in order for the hero to complete his agenda. And you do all this wearing a cheap suit, not saggy jeans. No, my friend's young son had it right. He doesn't want any part of that. He's learning to take the right message from Hollywood, that the only reward for being an Uncle Tom is a humiliating and excruciating death. That is a good message. Now contrast this with rap depictions of black men. In the rap video, the brother's riding in his Beamer or Hummer. He has a booty-shaking team of the choicest and most obliging hotties gyrating all around him. He's well armed and has an entourage of thug bodyguards flanking him. He is the lead man. Whether it's gangster rap, political rap, party rap, or battle rap, the black man is the central figure. He's the man who wrote the script, which means he dictates the agenda. You'll notice that the black man never gets killed in a rap video, except where the rap is about someone getting killed. I prefer the odds I'm giving in rap, thank you very much. So which medium should black youth look to for their inspiration? The so-called positive black roles as defined by Hollywood, or the so-called negative image reflected in rap? Well, I don't need to tell you which I'm going for. Rap gets my vote every time. I don't want to be a dead Uncle Tom who didn't even get laid. The true message of rap is a very healthy one. Get your own, be your own, and let the haters hate. That is an empowering message that clear-thinking black men should not allow bitch niggers to undermine. Now, occasionally I get sent videos from bitch niggers who fancy themselves as insightful social observers. They all say the same thing. Rap corrupts the mind of black youth by promoting the wrong values. Rap is misogynistic and disrespects women. Rap is the root of all evil in the black community. It just seems that every time a black man dares to step out of the boundaries that confine him and attempts to break out on his own to do something for himself, The traitors and hoes among his own kind are the first to try to pull him back into line. They have no vision for our existence other than the one approved by Hollywood, where we are expendable servants of a system that does not serve us. Liberation and empowerment for these clowns is burning incense, worshipping women as queens, practicing phony African mysticism, chanting bogus African mantras, bitching about thugs who disrespect the goddess black woman, with a little whitey blaming thrown in to throw you off the Uncle Tom scent. It's the same thug blaming shit, only this time done in a dashiki, sunglasses and dreadlocks, instead of a cheap suit. This particular group of clowns never address how Hollywood's emasculating depictions of black men affects the minds of black youth to lower their self-esteem. In the Hollywood movie, you'll find the worst representations of servile Uncle Tomery. There is nothing affirming of the black experience or anything that represents us as we really are. In Hollywood, we are simply honorary white people, committed servants of the established order. If not that, then we are portrayed as a lawless underclass who exist on the fringes of civilized society. The places where blacks live are presented as bleak, dark and dangerous places where violent predators lurk behind every shadow. But according to the Afro Mumbo Jumbo expert, it's rap that portrays negative images of blacks. My friend's son was angry because the only character he identified with was killed, even though he was one of the quote-unquote good guys. So where does that leave him to find an image of himself that seems powerful and in control? Rap. You and your fake-ass Afrocentric, we must respect black women as queens and goddesses self, ain't gonna turn my sons into anybody's cannon fodder. If the only thing rap does is disrespect women, then it doesn't go far enough for me. Rap is the only medium that delivers an unvarnished commentary about modern women. It correctly identifies and brands bad women as bad women. Simple as. There are no virgins or queens or goddesses in rap or channel thugtician. With us, the best a woman can hope for is our scornful indifference. We ain't pussy beggars over here. A female doesn't rise to the level of queen just because she ain't a hoe, a deadbeat aborter, a schemer, a conniver, a baby mother, a weaver, a whiner, an entitlement beggar, or a mischief maker. With us, she just gets a pass. This time, but we're watching you. If we were to fall into the black women is queens trap, then we demand a lot more than a little man-stroking BS and the ability to push out half-wit children. We don't do man provides, woman rides here. For us, a bitch had better be able at the very least to pull her own body weight. If not, she can move the fuck on to the fools on the next block, where they worship women as queens. Punk. We don't want queens and woman worshippers around us. Queens eat up too much manpower and resources and produce nothing but more woman-worshipping pussy beggars. Woman-worshipping pussy beggars are indisciplined bitch nigger player haters who spend all their time fighting each other over access to the queen. I ain't friends with these guys either. I don't respect them or their weak BS. For these fools, sub-Saharan and West Africa, where most diasporan ancestry is, doesn't even exist. All they know is ancient Egypt, where everyone was pharaoh and every black woman was the queen. Fucking morons. We was kings and queens. No, you weren't. You were the same as you are now, just another downtrodden peasant, sold off into slavery to enrich the corrupt ruling elites of Africa. Fuck them, and fuck anyone who says we should take pride in African royalty. I honor the noble peasant classes of Africa. That's who thugtician identifies with. Not Cleopatra or Queen Zinga of Angola, who is an ancient African royal celebrated as an icon of resistance, but who is shown by her own writings to have been very comfortable with slavery as long as it was maintained on her terms. We don't look for strength in ancient African royalty. We look for the lesson their conduct teaches, that too much power concentrated in too few hands is a recipe for a 400-year nightmare. But we'll never be allowed to learn that lesson as long as the forces of ignorance and treachery are allowed to pervade their puerile distortions about the black experience, both past and present. We have the same opportunists, parasites and traitors at large in the black community now as we did in the past. If they brought slavery back today, I have no doubt that the kind of scum who label other blacks as unworthy, i.e. those who think they can only find their equals among whites, those who call themselves the good black man, those who call themselves the educated black woman, and the goddess-worshipping Afrocentrists, would happily see our own brethren enslaved, or worse. I don't like Afrocentrists, which is why I identify Afrocentrists as another group that clear-thinking black men should discount as having any contribution to make to our empowerment. File them in bold in the Uncle Tom column. Later.